this moment. The SCV is coming at the perfect moment here.
Hero going up against Select in game number 2 on Whirlwind in just a moment. But as we said earlier, we have all sorts of free promos going on all weekend long.
That we do, and to fill a little bit of time, and of course to give you a little bit of a look at one of the MLG sponsors, PlanetSide 2, we'll be having a couple of episodes of the War Report coming in today at 2 p.m. Pacific time. That will be in about 2 hours' time on twitch.tv/MLG. There's also one on Sunday as well. That will be featuring leaders of the top 3 outfits from the game, and you'll also get to check out a little bit of upcoming content from the title, so that's pretty good. But as it stands, we have a game on the main stage which unfortunately has so far turned out to be a little bit of a dud, with the first game being a brutal finish there, just the proxy pylon in the main base, probably the worst position you could ever possibly want to be in. But game 2 is on Whirlwind, it's less likely that's going to happen, and we might be in for the long haul.
Whirlwind, I think, a great map for both these players' styles. They like doing a lot of attacking, especially with medevacs and warp prisms, and as you know, the transport units have gotten a hell of a lot faster, Total Biscuits.
That they have, on both sides, in fact, with the recent Warp Prism buff being put into play. And Liquid Hero is the kind of guy that really does like the Warp Prism. So if we don't see any Warp Prism play in this game, it might be surprising. So there we go. We have the spawn to the top for both of the players. So without further ado, shall we begin? To the northwest position, ladies and gentlemen, currently down. One game in this best of 3 series. He will need your support. Playing Terran, he is Select.
And his opponent up in the top right, looking to seize an MLG championship to go along with all the other ones he's collected for himself. If you'd like to see him advance, give a cheer for Liquid Hero. You know, Total Biscuit, it is hard not to like Hero as a player.
Yeah.
His style is just so cool to see, and there's really no one else who plays like Hero. You have defensive players like Rain, inspiring a lot of the other Protosses.
Seen most reliant on the warping mechanic, which sounds ridiculous when every Protoss is, but he likes to bring not 1 but 2 warp prisms most of the time. Yeah. He loves warping so much he wants to do it from as many different places as possible, and it works out very, very well for him. And as you mentioned, a crowd favorite, but going up against someone who is of course returning, is a crowd favorite, is considered something of an underdog, and it looks like we will be seeing a fairly passive opening from Select, who's going to go, of course, with the command center first. So the gateway play there from Hero. And
it looks like Hero, will he be scouting cross map?
It looks like he will, so he's not going to be seeing anything for quite some time here. The opportunity passed. Okay, all right, that's just showing off.
Well, this is going to be cool. I mean, right now, see, Select is in a little bit more of a siloed position when compared to Hero, because if you're Terran, you can't really do a lot of notable early aggression. I mean, even if you do go Marines, then it's pretty easy to lose all of them to just a few Stalkers. So Select has to be thinking defensively. That's why he's building 2 barracks at the start.
Yeah.
I mean, not extremely common, but every now and again you have players who will go pylon gate in the middle of the map to do a fast chrono boost with Zealot, Stalker, and eventually Mothership Core Pressure. So this forces Select to play defensively, but this means Hero upon getting his Expo up can chrono boost probes like mad. So.
Yes. Because there's not really going to be an awful lot coming out of Select. You might think, oh, 2 barracks, he can do all sorts with that. Well, no, you really can't. More so, it's actually a Wings of Liberty-esque build where you go for the 14cc, and then you follow it up with the 2 racks, specifically so that you can play a little bit of catch-up, usually without gas. And that is exactly what we're seeing from him here as well. So we will not be seeing reactors or any kind of tech shut out, not letting him inside, always nice. But Hero already knows exactly what's going on. As I say, that's a fairly obvious build.
I think a little bit of a potential miss there by Select. Could have lit the probe up. You're not going to really be able to do much else.
Yeah, because then you can trap it and kill it off. It's always good.
And I think Select is actually intending... Oh, he's going to try to sneak Command Center in the bottom right.
Wow, all right. That... Oh, is he? Wow, yeah, he will.
There it is.
That's okay. Well, that's a variant of the 3cc build that I've not seen too commonly.
Well, and I mean, this is what's cool about Select. Select, you know, we like to talk about his micro, his APM, but fundamentally, he likes thinking about cool strategy and coming up with clever and smart metagame plays. And he's going to scout this expansion. He's going to run into some trouble when he winds up against that Stargate play. But, you know, Select knows that this is a huge map. He knows the way that Hero is going to be playing, a lot more attacking and a lot less scouting and macro focus. So,
yeah, I mean, you've got to expect on a map like Whirlwind that a play like this could come out, and it will, of course, be an Oracle. Now, the Oracle is the correct choice here, I feel, because the 2 barracks gasless opening means that you are stuck with unshielded, unstimmed Marines and pretty much nothing else. It will get shut down by an engineering bay and a couple of missile turrets, but the question is, will Select actually do that? Will he fall into the trap that you were mentioning earlier, where he thinks like a Wings of Liberty player? He doesn't think of Oracle as a potential threat.
Well, I mean, here's the danger right now for Select. He needs to finish that barrack before the Oracle comes in, because, I mean, if you're Hero and you get in there and you see Barracks 3 not yet done, you're going to go, what is happening
Where's
here?
your money?
However, if it finishes, I mean, you have no idea how long a barracks has been done, so it looks like Select. He sees the Oracle. He's going to suffer 1 loss, and what does the Oracle see?
Sees 2 barracks and turn around, though. That's not necessarily indicative of much, really. Oh,
nice micro by Hero.
As always.
I do not want to be the pilot to any ship that Hero's command. He's like, no, go when you have a hit point.
But Hero, we don't have any engines left.
It's all right, Captain.
All right, missile turret coming down. It's not going to finish, though, and he's going to take some SCB losses here. 2 Marines will not be enough. Of course, an Oracle can actually kill 5 Marines, but the missile turret is now finished. And now does he get that key scout? Well, he hasn't seen all of the base yet. He is now moving into the second mineral line. We'll be able to do some damage here as well. That'll eventually be thrown back.
And the turret, if it gets a single shot off,
it will go pop, but as it stands, he is not quite that silly. So he'll be able to hang back there. And he can't really be too much of a threat, because even the shields on an Oracle are not going to deal with a missile turret too well. But so far, Select has survived this attack fairly well, hasn't lost too much, and there's more Oracles. Like, he's going up to 4 Oracles here.
Now, this is an interesting position, because ordinarily, if you're in Select's position, you're happy to defend for a long time, because you already have your base down at the bottom right. You just need to sit at home and wait for all the money to trickle in, so that way you can get the huge lead. So Select, in a sense, is going, all right, cool. So far, so good. But Hero's getting ready to make a big push at the front. He's going to try to bust down, and it looks like Hero does not, Select does not yet have stim.
No, and the problem with this is that the amount of Oracles is going up to here, he can use the Oracles in the attack. We saw early on in Heart of the Swarm this idea that you could use a lot of Oracles to actually bunker bust through the front, and against a Marine-heavy force, that many Oracles decimates it. And without that kind of support that you would get from Medivacs or Vikings, then you can't do anything about it. And I have a feeling that's what's going to happen here.
Now, what is he going to be doing in the main? He spots it. Stim. +1's done. Stim not quite done yet. He's just trying to pull a couple Marines back into the main. But, I mean, if you're Hero, you're going to be wondering, what is going on? What is this? Oh, my God.
That's going to be a lot of dead Marines. It took less than 2 seconds to obliterate that army. And so much for the bust. He actually went straight into the main. Going to try and shut some buildings down here. Stim Marines will take out 1, 2, looks to try and take down a 3rd Oracle, and pulls back with the remaining units.
But the front is an empty bunker. Oh, there's the Guardian Shield going in. Hero exploiting the Heart of the Swarm tactics, and Select getting completely wrecked. There's another time warp. He just easily force fields the units.
It's a graveyard. This is absolutely brutal. There it is. And Hero smashes Select in fine fashion, saying, welcome to Heart of the Swarm. Good Lord.
You know, again, it's one of those things where you practice so much against the standard builds. Can I deal with Templar tech well? Can I deal with Colossus tech well? But when you start to get those really high-level tactical plays, you just need a lot of experience and a lot of practice. Liquid Hero able to take the win, advancing on to the next round. Select with the mannered smile and the handshake, ever the gentleman.
Well, I think honestly, Select, if anything, is not exactly a cocky player. He knows what his abilities are, and he knows that he's got a long way to go before he gets back to the level he used to be. And Hero just demonstrated that in fine fashion. Game 1 was a bit of a bust, but at this point you see Select coming up against a build that he just doesn't have the capability to deal with. He probably hasn't played against it too often, and it's something you can only pull off in Heart of the Swarm, and it was executed flawlessly by Hero.
Such a cool play. Such an unusual play, the sort of play that actually only happens if you go Nexus first. You just don't have enough money to go that many Oracles and 6 Gateway follow-ups.
Yeah, it was really cool to watch, honestly, and needless to say, unshielded Marines do not do all that well against that many Oracles. But Hero once again showing dominant fashion here on the main stage at MLG, and he could go far. I mean, looking at his current bracket run, no one's been able to even trip him up to this point. So let's see how far he can really go in this tournament. He would love to add another trophy to his shelf. He'll probably need a bigger shelf.
Indeed. I mean, he's going to be going up against the winner of Minigun and Kane. 2 excellent players, but still nowhere near the level of Liquid Hero. Guys, we've been checking out Open Winners Round 3, a lot of star-studded matches there, so we're going to continue to bring you that coverage here at the MLG 20.